Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm still figuring out setup things and like how to do things in a proper way, but I felt motivated and encouraged to talk today about something pertaining to some old videos. I have a lot of old videos, but they're all a bit unhinged back when I was really going through it, and was working through a lot on my own, and I feel like I've come very far. I've been doing a lot of things that to go on a more holistic path, and I was on a holistic path then, but I wouldn't say I necessarily had the tools that I have now. But I want to talk about choice, um, and the freedom to choose, because that's the thing that came up to me today, and decisiveness. And maybe I can go a bit deeper because in my old video that I'm probably just gonna keep on private, I talked about our ability to choose and how when we're children, we're not really given choices. We have to do what our parents tell us to do because our parents tell us to do it. But then that creates a environment where we're not thinking for ourselves. We're not taught to question anything, because when you ask your parent why as a little kid, it's because I said so, or because you have to, or because, and it's not their fault. Maybe they didn't have the answers. They just wanted you to do something that they needed you to do in that moment. This isn't to like blame parents, because it's it's a hard job being a parent, trying to figure out how to mold a mind to like function in society, especially when that mind is a free thinker, you know? um, yeah, so I learned a lot. There's a balance between choice, the ability to choose what we do with our life, the ability to know in our hearts what it is that we're meant to do. A lot of people, I feel, struggle with that because they're constantly being told what to do, like in schools, in pretty much every avenue of this world, society. We're being told what to do and how to do it, versus trying new things and experimenting and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. And there's just a lot of rules and regulations for what we can and can't do, which is silly and arbitrary in my opinion. But I digress. I think that choice and decisiveness, specifically decisiveness, is such a powerful tool for taking back our power when we realize we have the ability to choose. Even if we don't think we have the ability to choose, I struggle a lot with feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. And I think a lot of it derives from feeling that helplessness as a child, feeling like I didn't have a say. If I didn't want to eat something, I didn't have a choice. I was eating it because that was what they made. If I didn't want to go to a family function, I didn't have a choice because it's part you have to for looks and all of that. You know what I mean? It doesn't take in consideration the feelings and emotions of a kid. And so I think that that's really important, for my generation and generations going forward. It's really important to listen to kids. Granted, they're not always right, you know, but I think that too many times people have kids with the ideas of molding them into who they want them to be, and they're not seeing the kid for who they are. and they're not acknowledging that a kid is a person. Just because they're a child doesn't mean they're not a person. They're their own person with their own feelings. And it's important to honor that, you know? And I feel like it's the dishonoring of that that creates adults who don't know how to honor their boundaries, don't know how to honor other people's boundaries. And so that's why I think choice is really important, because when we don't listen to kids and we don't respect kids, we teach them not to respect anybody else because they're not being respected. Because kids always mirror not what they're being shown, but like the behaviors, you know? And yeah, I think it's just really important to listen to kids and hear them out, you know, whether they're going through a hard time, a good time, anything, because I think fundamentally we all want to be heard, acknowledged, seen, and honored in some way, shape, or form. You may not always get what you want, but to really be heard and received and validated will like revolutionize people. I feel. A lot of us as adults are seeking that, you know, because we didn't get that as kids. So if we just do it with our future, you know, it'll be, I feel, a lot more copacetic. And you know, I guess I'll stop this here and just say a prayer, because I really like ending things with prayers. I know people like start videos and they're like, oh, this is my, but I don't know. I like to end videos with the nice prayer, because we need more prayer, and the more we pray out loud and the more people hear our prayers and the more people can pray with us, the more that prayer reverberates and the bigger that prayer gets, from my perspective. Yeah, so I want to pray for the children in this one, and I want to pray for every adult's inner child. I want to pray that their inner children and all the parts of them that they struggle to accept are embraced with love and compassion and forgiveness. And I pray that all the adults who felt like they had to contort themselves into a society that they didn't fit in, I pray that their inner child is nurtured and supported with whatever decision that little kid wants to do. And I pray that all future children are raised in a different way, are raised in a way where they can feel safe to express themselves, you know, boys, girls, they feel safe to share how they're feeling, to share their thoughts, and they won't be rejected or abandoned by their gods, their parents, the people that, you know, literally brought them into this earth. I pray for more, not only self-acceptance, but acceptance for the full spectrum of human emotion that children and adults are allowed to feel. I pray that people accept their emotions radically and fully, and walk in the strength of knowing that God made us perfect, and God put us through certain trials and tribulations to really like pressurize the diamond that sits in all of us, or the gemstone, whatever is your favorite gemstone. Whatever gemstone that may be, you know, God is pressurizing our souls to really fine tune it, to have it be unbreakable and unshakable in strength and divinity and love and compassion. And yeah, I just pray for all the people in the world, myself included, who struggle with sadness and not feeling accepted and validated. And I pray that those people are seen, heard, honored, respected, and nurtured and nourished in this life. Yeah, and I pray for everyone going through a really hard time, struggling with depression, struggling with anxiety, struggling with, so many mental weights. I pray for them to know that it's okay to experience the joy in life, to not be afraid of experiencing joy in life. And for everyone who's gone through a really hard childhood or really hard teenage years or really hard adulthood, I pray that they know good things, that they feel good things, and that they see the small opportunities and the small beauties in life, and they magnify that bigger so that it can just keep cycling and keep growing in seeing the beauty in life. Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up in however way that, you have, whether it's just taking a shower or just feeding yourself or however it looks for you. Thank you for being here on this earth, and we got this.